is going on, guys? How y'all doing this Saturday afternoon? Early Saturday afternoon. This is the Club of the Man 1993. And, so we are live. It snowed this morning. Very, very briefly, but it still snowed. Yet it's May 9th. It snowed. There was snow here in Pittsburgh. I mean, not didn't lay a bunch on the ground, but it still snowed a little bit. Why? I don't know. I have no idea why. I don't know what Mother Nature is thinking up there or whatnot. But of course, we're still surviving during this pandemic. Again, I went back to work this week. I thought it went pretty good, except the fact that the county I live in had got moved to a better phase to start being able to open some things up. But then the county I work in didn't get moved to yellow. They're still red. So awkward balance how I feel about this. But still, I'm back to work and whatnot. And it's snowed in Pittsburgh. So that's it, guys. That's going to do. Oh wait. I'm sorry. I forgot until I just looked at my screen again and realized that I had the graphic up. I forgot to talk about Smackdown. Last night's edition of Smackdown, May 8th, 2020, at the Performance Center. And guess what, guys? I did not watch last night. Nope. I did not watch Smackdown last night. I just watched the highlights this morning. I didn't because I was doing a virtual trivia night with some friends and my cousins. I don't have much to say about the show. Because I just looked at I read the highlights, I read the description and whatnot, and I could say I think I pretty much just about missed nothing. I really saw no reason to really feel regret not watching the show. As I really should be if I didn't watch any of the episodes of SmackDown within the past couple months, since, these empty arena shows started, even beforehand started, because this show is just lifeless. I mean, there's been weeks, where I watched it and it's it is what it is. It happened, so what? But when I actually don't watch the show and I actually just watch the highlights, I'm like, I missed absolutely nothing. What a waste of time. These people literally last night showed up just for a paycheck, from what it looked like. This show had nothing to it. I didn't care one bit. Well, I liked the segment with Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. And there's one other that kind of interested me a little bit, which of course had to do with the hacker. I'm still very interested in who this hacker is. I still think it's Mustafa Ali. But everything else, I just can't say I really cared. I'm sorry, I didn't. I still plan on trying to watch Money in the Bank tomorrow. Maybe I'll do live reactions for the ladder match. We'll see. I'll see for sure. I'm definitely going to be watching it. But and I'm intrigued to see how that goes with them doing him at the corporate ladder and whatnot. But we'll see. So, live chat. What's up, Mark? Thanks for joining me, man. Not too about yourself. SmackDown was boring, and he's the one who the hacker is going after. Yeah, I still think Mustafa Ali's the hacker. I still do, but the question is, who is he going after, like you said? I mean, I'm assuming he's staying babyface, since he did kind of, be the one to reveal the hidden footage from Sonya Deville and how she ruined Mandy's and Otis's date. But could be someone else, who knows. But I'm still thinking Mustafa Ali. That's who I'm guessing. But I'm just going to literally just look on cage side seats and just tell you what happened with the show. I didn't get the show, this review a grade. This review has no grade. It's for the second time within a couple weeks. The first one because I watched Raw, but I wasn't really paying attention well because I had lost my cat that day, of course. But it's only the second time on this channel I'm reviewing a show and I'm not giving it a grade. Because I literally have nothing to grade this off because nothing happened. And I didn't watch it. And I felt like I missed nothing. Anyways, let's roll into this. We opened up, apparently, with Mandy Rose working out backstage. Otis asking her if she's ready. She is, because she's getting ready to kick off the show with a match against Sonya Deville. Um, and Otis like, anything I help with? She's like, I got this, and kisses him on the cheek. Otis yelled like a son of a gun. Anyways, we then see Sonya Deville with Dolph Ziggler warming up. Dolph asks her if she's ready, and Sonya's like, this is 5 years of beatings she's ready to hand out. Ziggler says he'll be back here waiting for her when she wins. He just asks that she go easy on Mandy's face. She tells him no promises, pretty much. So we have the match between Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. And Sonya won with a random schoolboy pin. A good amount of the match, Sonya beat Mandy. Mandy was beating up Sonya most of this match, from what I saw in the highlights. It looked like pretty physical. To be in the crowd. I really thought at one point we seeing the highlights that Mandy was going to win by count out, because she really laid it into Sonya. But Sonya just randomly just rolls her up, and it looked like the referee kind of did a touch of a fast count. It was slight bit faster than the normal. It wasn't like a Scott Armstrong fast count that he did, or when Daniel Bryan did the fast tap on it's like I remember this match because it was so bad on Owens, Zayn, and Orton and Nakamura. But it looked like a slight bit of a fast tap. So I was a little taken back by that, but I'm like, okay. So Sonya wins the match. I'm pretty sure it's far from over between those two. We had an 8-man tag match. The babyfaces versus the heels, basically, of this fatal 4-way Smackdown tag title match we're having on Sunday. New Day taking on Lucha House Party's Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado. Still don't know where Kalisto is. Taking on the Forgotten Sons, Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake, and John Morrison and The Miz. And apparently the heels won when Miz hit a Skull Crusher finale on Lince Dorado. That's all I can say. I don't really know much to say about the match. We had a backstage interview with Baron Corbin. I don't think Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak found anybody to tag with them. Come on, guys. That's just pathetic. I've been see how far Rey Mysterio can fly, and Money in the Bank, Aleister Black, blah blah blah, AJ Styles, blah blah blah. But I am so good. I am the king, and I'm gonna win Money in the Bank. And if I don't, then everybody's just being big old mayonnaise to me. Essentially, that's what he probably said. Anyways, then Jeff Hardy comes out for an interview. He's not sure what he has left to prove, but he's climbed some tall mountains in the WWE and swanton bombed off most of them and had lower lows than most, but he's a survivor. Then we see Sheamus backstage watching and mocking Jeff, and Jeff talks about how he misses the fans, but he still can hear our voices chanting for him. But he calls out Sheamus, saying, Sheamus, I know you're watching. Because Sheamus is getting all pissed off because after every match he has, they're not talking about him. They're talking about Jeff Hardy. Or Jeff Hardy, if I'm getting the Sheamus accent in there pretty much. The Hardy boys. I'm trying to get an Irish accent in there, but I can't quite do it. Sheamus comes out, though. He says the saddest thing is he's ever seen in WWE. The adrenaline junkie crawling back into the ring to beg his dealers for one more sip, and they're not even here to give him a pity sip. Nobody will say it to his face because he's a legend, but he will. The fans he's been pondering to, sure, they love the high-flying maniac who competes in TLC match, but they're tired of him. They're tired of the suspensions, the releases, the no-shows, and most of all, they're tired of the wasted second chances. Which is somewhat true, to be honest. I mean, let's face it, no offense, how many times has Jeff Hardy still gotten in trouble even after, he's gone his way to straight up his act? I mean, I'm not trying to say that to be mean, but, it's somewhat true. I can definitely see why fans could get sick of him. So Sheamus did speak some truth there with that, I thought. But then Hardy says, for a hater, he sure knows a lot about him. And Sheamus says the sad part is he's not a hater. He used to respect Jeff until he realized last week that Jeff's never really coming back. Hardy says maybe he should ask himself that question. Sheamus says unlike him, he's not afraid of the hard truths. Everybody seems to know that Jeff's next big failure was around the corner, except for Jeff Hardy. And since he came back, he's been sniffing out SmackDown's weakest flames. And now it's time he put Jeff's out. The Celtic Warrior rushes to the ring, but then Hardy meets with a dropkick. They do a little bit of a brawl, but then Jeff hits like a nice whisper in the wind, kick in the midsection, twist of fate, swanton bomb. He poses on the turnbuckles, and of course Sheamus was furious and whatnot. They didn't announce the match from what I saw for Sunday, but I'm expecting to probably have a match added for Sunday unless they just wait till SmackDown next week. Who knows, but whatever happens, Jeff's winning it. They have Sheamus, squash like all these jobbers for weeks. He squashes Shorty G and Chad Gable. Well, no, I'm sorry. He squashed Shorty G. Chad Gable is awesome. Shorty G is nothing. Shorty G is nothing. And Apollo Crews. But Apollo Crews then went over to Raw. Now he's starting to get a push. And hopefully having to stay with MVP, Cedric Alexander, and Ricochet, not MVP, Apollo Crews, Shane Thorne, and Brendan Vink. Really, guys, come on. What is special about Brandon Vink and Shane Thorne? Okay, I loved Shane Thorne when he was a TM61. I was not the biggest fan of their heel run, though, before Nick Miller left. But now, what's Shane Thorne done? Other than have this goofy, generic theme song going, as Vince probably jams to in the back. Like, seriously, you ever hear these really cheesy sayings or cheesy songs, especially the Stomping Grounds theme last year, that boom 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 boom, I did a boom 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 boom. I'm pretty sure Vince was walking around the office all day, walking around doing this, going boom 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 boom. I don't get it. Okay, if you wanted to do that story with Ricochet and Cedric Alexander suffering that loss to a team that MVP obviously was starting to kind of recruit or whatnot, I get that. If it's an established team, cool. But the fact they lost to jobbers, that pissed me off. But this is not Raw. This is SmackDown. I even forgot where I was at. I completely forgot where I was at, whatnot. But, I completely forgot where I was at. But anyway, so, we had that match. And then, oh yeah, because we were talking about stuff with Apollo, with Shane and squash Apollo Crews. Anyways, here's actually a segment I kind of enjoy. We have Braun Strowman come out. Gets on the mic, it says, he debuted with the Wyatt family, but if Bray thinks he's responsible for his success, he's crazier than he looks. And he's got something to say. And he should say it to his face. Say it to my face! I'm sorry, Alex Riley's theme music, that was pretty sick. Anyways, which is why I use it for Turner. Anyways, out comes Bray Wyatt. Just Bray Wyatt, not The Fiend, just Bray Wyatt. Which I'm still wondering, is Bray Wyatt going to be The Fiend on Sunday, or is he going to be Bray Wyatt? Which one is it, Bray? I kind of hope I'm able to change this back to Bray on Sunday, but who knows. Anyways, so Bray comes out, and he says, Bray, all I ever wanted was for you to apologize. And Braun's like, I don't owe you anything. Bray says that, it's not true. It's going to be very hard for him. I've always cared about you, Brawny boy. A good creator always knows his creation, and he knows what he's going to say and do what's best for Braun. Shut up. I don't know anything about you. I mean, you don't know anything about me. I know you need to come home. You don't belong out here with the rest of them. He wants to show him how to be special, just like him. All he has to do is relive him of that burden around his waist so you can come home. I need to get back that Universal Championship. Our journey is just beginning. I don't want to spoil the fun, but he wants to give a taste of things to come. And he passes him back Braun's black sheep mask when he first debuted with the Wyatt family. Try it on. Come back home. And then we see footage of the Firefly Funhouse pals telling him, "Come home, Braun! Braun, come home!" But then Braun says, "I am home. I got the title, and on Sunday, I'm going to keep it and leave Bray stuck and playing with his puppets." And also, Bray was trying to get him to say, "Get these hands," trying to take control over Bray, but Bray was but Braun was like, not having it. He leaves Bray, he's like, "Braun, I tried. I'm sorry. I tried." I mean, again, I was kind of like in a little bit annoyed. I mean, I still find this feud interesting. It's one of the besides the ladder match, even though I don't really have like a big favorite to win for the Money in the Bank ladder match this year. But I'm still interested to see how that match goes down. But I admitted last week I was getting a little sick of this feud because it was the same thing every single week. We get it. There was a history between these two. Like, do something else, basically. But this time it was like Bray Wyatt just like, "Braun, just come home, buddy. Just come home." And I thought it was pretty funny and effective and whatnot. But yeah, Bray take the title back because Braun's unfortunately just a transitional champion, unfortunately. But so we had that. Otis is shown backstage when he runs into Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak. Bryan asks, "How's Mandy?" Otis says she's okay. And then he asks if he heard what Corbin said about them, and they head off together to talk about it, which obviously was a obvious spoiler that, who's the mystery tag team partner going to be for Bryan and Gulak tonight? We thought it was going to... I personally thought it was going to be Elias, but because of Corbin taking him out recently. But, of course, I still don't care about that feud. I still don't get why Baron Corbin and Elias had a 15 to 20-minute match at WrestleMania. Who cared about that feud? And it's still going on. Anyways, I thought that was going to be the surprise tag part. Nope, it's going to be Otis. Why make it Otis? Why have a surprise Bishop part if it was going to be Otis to begin with? Just to make a draw. Like I said, you get these Vince theories in mind because this is all Vince's ideas, and you can't help but just think crappy about it. Oh, speaking of thinking crappy about it, we had a tag match. A women's tag match. The Boss Hug Connection taking on Lacey Evans and Tamina. I already kept thinking Bayley was not being booked well as champion enough. I mean, I actually was interested in her as a heel, but ever since this feud with her and Tamina began, and how this Lacey Evans storyline just never, ever ends, I've slowly grown to hate heel Bayley. I'm sorry. I'm just seeing Bayley as just another one of the people who's all talk and just gets the crap beat out of her. To me, besides the fact she actually wrestles, to me, she's starting to make me think of Sami Zayn. Just all talk, sounds like an idiot, and just gets her ass kicked all the time. Going out there holding up little pictures of Lacey Evans' daughter on a popsicle stick and just runs her mouth, complains about everything. I mean, yes, heels are meant to be complainers, but actually look like credible heels who is someone you literally want to see get their butt kicked because they're good and not because I want them off my TV. I'm sorry. I've always loved Bayley, but she's starting to get that white heat for me rather than that heel heat. She's a very lazy booked heel who is literally getting onto like Baron Corbin or like Sami Zayn terms with me right now. Even Enzo Amore terms. I'm sorry. This booking is just so bad. This match is going to be so bad on Sunday. I'm not going to care about it at all whatsoever because who wants to see Tamina get a title opportunity? I'll rant more about this when I do my Money in the Bank predictions later. Anyway, so of course, who loses? Bayley gets pinned by her challenger Tamina in this tag match. Of course. Anyways, we get a video breakdown of how Money in the Bank's going to work. Carmella and Dana Brooke review backstage about their match on Sunday, since they're both in Money in the Bank. Dana's like, nobody believes she could beat Naomi, and nobody knows what to expect, but she thinks she has just about as good a chance as anybody. And then Carmella stakes out her claim because, once again, she was a two-time briefcase winner, even though she's only technically been a winner one time because they redid it because James Ellsworth grab the briefcase, which I still feel that's when SmackDown squandered when they redid that match. It still could have worked the way it was, but anyways, all that crap with that. But anyways, so Carmel basically reminded us how Mela is money. Yeah, with that, with Corey Graves and Ben. Oh, what did I say? Just kidding. We had another hacker video saying the thing about anger is you can always hear it before you can see it, and of course the truth will soon be heard. Who knows? So then we had the main event. It was Daniel Bryan, Drew Gulak, and Otis taking on King Corbin, Cesaro, and Nakamura. King Corbin, the heels win by hitting a deep 6 on the Corbin. Afterwards, though, the heels teamed up on Gulak. But then Bryan goes after Corbin with a flying knee, brawl on the floor, dump the heels over the barricade. Gulak springboards off the barricade to wipe out them all out. They brawl to the back, and only Corbin remains at ringside. He slides a ladder into the ring, sets it up, climbs us to remind us how you can win Money in the Bank. Bryan returns and cuts him off. And then we have chest kicks in the corner. But Corbin throws him into the ladder, and then climbs the ladder. But then back came Otis. He folds the ladder up and rams it into Corbin. But then again, I'm sure another company, or if this was written under someone else who I know can actually write stories, I actually probably would not have hated this. Otis tries to climb the ladder, yet every time he took a step on the ladder, it broke. Basically emphasizing that, oh man, Otis is fat, so he can't climb a ladder. Well, Braun Strowman, believe it or not, is bigger than Otis. And when he won Money in the Bank 2 years ago, he was able to climb the ladder. So, why all of a sudden is Otis, who's like 5'10", 320, Braun Strowman, who was 6'8", 385, all of a sudden, he can't climb a ladder without breaking it? I didn't really like that when I saw that. It made Otis look like he had no chance. Which, of course, you're supposed to make it babyface feel that way, but still, it's like, that was a little... I didn't like that. I did not like that. I thought that was too far. But then, anyways, so Corbin attacks, kicks them both out, both him and Bryan out of the ring, and then Corbin retrieves a briefcase, saying that he's gonna win, blah blah blah, and that's how the show ends. That was SmackDown. No grade. Sorry, I can't grade this show. I can't even grade it. I mean, maybe like a D or a C. I don't even know. I can't give this show a grade. I can't say it was what it was. I thought it was super boring. And maybe I did like the stuff we got with I did like the segment with Braun and Bray. Everything else just either was what it was or garbage. It was a waste. Total garbage. Again, I didn't even bother doing the tag. Doing the tags in this video for to search for it. I mean, I'll do it after I get off the air, but I didn't care. Marcus said in the live chat, I think Alistair should win the Money in the Bank briefcase because so far he's the only former NXT champion that has yet to win a title on the main roster. That's true. He hasn't yet. I mean, he could. I don't know. I still don't think Alistair needs a briefcase, though. That's the only thing I gotta say. I don't think Black needs the briefcase. Then again, most of the guys in this match don't really need the briefcase. But I'll think about it a little more and give you my prediction whenever I, do my predictions later. It'll probably be sometime in the evening. I'm supposed to be getting together with some family today. Today actually would have been my uncle's birthday if he was still alive, so it's the first one without him. So we're gonna have a little pizza get together to celebrate his memory and whatnot. But so I'll probably go live tonight to do my Money in the Bank predictions. And tomorrow I'll maybe do live reactions during that ladder match. Even though I'm not too excited to see who's going to win it, I actually am very intrigued. Very intrigued though to see how it goes down. But that's it, guys. That's SmackDown, guys. What are your thoughts on SmackDown? If you did watch this show, what grade would you give it? Are you excited for Money in the Bank tomorrow night? Leave us down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video. Subscribe or comment on my channel. And follow me on Twitter at DemandAirborne93. And with that, guys, I'll see you guys later on for my Money in the Bank predictions. Until then, guys, have a great rest of your night. Peace out, everybody.